I think we got a heck of a shot of winning. We can beat anybody in the world, and I think we're going to win next Sunday.
David Wells has pitched a perfect game. 27 up, 27 down. Baseball immortality for David Wells.
And it's hit deep to left center. Andrew Jones on the run. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza, and the Mets lead 3-2. Bates against Joseph. Bates in on goal. Mets defend Metro, and the Rangers have one more hell of a time, baby.
This is the Cross Island Sports Network, where iconic moments get iconic coverage.
You are listening to the Cross Island Podcast. Action! Hosted by Lyle Gillen and ERROL Marks.
Hello for a new show of the Cross Island Podcast. My name is ERROL Marks, my co-host, Lyle Gillian. Lyle, what's up, buddy?
Nothing much, going great. Looking forward to have a great show tonight.
Absolutely, an hour show, and then a couple minutes later, the Jets will be starting their season against the San Francisco 49ers. As they head to San Francisco, Aaron Rodgers, who doesn't really have a very good, as far as playing San Francisco, doesn't have a very good background when it comes to beating them. But hey, this night could be different. Christian McCaffrey is inactive tonight. So that is top news. If you're a Jets fan, you should be excited that Christian McCaffrey is not playing tonight. But yeah, Garrett Wilson, as our Ward came out and said some interesting things about Garrett Wilson a couple of days ago. So we will get into that. We will get into a Jets preview. We'll go into the Giants game yesterday, which an absolute debacle, which everybody wants to blame Daniel Jones, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But hey, you know what? There's a lot to get in just football, as week 1 of the NFL season has just went underway. But anyways, how are you, Lyle?
I'm doing tremendous. I want to take a second to say a couple things about 3 people who passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
One, Ed Kranepool passed away today.
Yes.
Huge loss for the New York Mets franchise and their fans. Rest in peace.
You know, can I just say something?
Yeah.
Kranepool was at the event that we were at, the signing event. He barely could walk, and we never got a chance to interview him, but he was there. He was on the 1969, 68 World.
Yep, he was. He was on the 69 Mets. Yep.
Yep. And we actually saw him, but we couldn't get a chance to talk to him. But that's a sad story and a sad loss for the New York Mets and their organization.
And then today we also lost James Earl Jones, huge part of Star Wars. He's Field of Dreams, and he was Mufasa.
America.
And in the Sandlot. And one more, I want to say, rest in peace to ERROL Marks' love for Daniel Jones, because we can now confirm he is fucking shit. And Lyle is correct. Daniel Jones is fucking terrible. He can't hit a 5-yard pass to his running back in the backfield. Happened like 3 or 4 times and sailed it over his head.
Maybe if the Giants actually gave him players to play with.
What player do you want him to have when he's sailing over 10 feet over his head?
I don't know.
Did he have
Who's his running back? Motor?
Are
you going to bet on Singletary as his running back? Saquon has 3 touchdowns in his first game as an Eagle.
It doesn't matter. If it's going 10 feet over his head, it doesn't matter who it is.
You're going to tell me if Saquon was on that team, that was 28-6 that game? Come on.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Saquon was on that team, those passes are still going 5 feet over his head.
Listen, and again, it has a lot to do with coaching, a lot to do with play calling.
You want to talk about his interception?
It's called play calling. It was 2
interceptions were fucking terrible throws.
Kirk Cousins had 3 interceptions. You're going to tell me he's a bad quarterback?
Let's be okay. We'll get back to that one in a minute. But
you're out of your mind.
First off, both interceptions from Daniel Jones were absolutely horrible. Horrible. One of them, the second one, he threw like 3 feet behind his receiver. The other one, he threw it right to a defensive lineman who was standing there right next to him for a pick 6.
How about if the offensive line knew how to block? How about if they knew
if he knew how to throw a
How about if
football?
they knew how to protect him? He wasn't running for dear life the whole game. Okay? The offensive line that
watched the
spent
game?
so much money. Yeah, I did.
I texted you about it. You didn't know what was happening.
I was back and forth. I was watching every game. I was watching the Buffalo Bills game. I was watching the Jacksonville or Miami game. I was watching every game. I was watching every game.
Did your parlays hit?
No, my parlays didn't hit. I don't bet on sports.
That's a fucking problem. It's your problem, not mine.
I don't bet on sports. I don't bet on my picks. That's for sure. Everybody else does.
First off, he is absolutely fucking terrible, and you sound like those fucking morons who go around defending Zach Wilson. That's what you sound like right now.
Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be straightforward with you. And he didn't have a good game. He didn't play well in that game. But it has a lot to do with the play calling and a lot to do with the offensive line protection and a lot to do with the running back.
How come those excuses we're not using Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold, but they're used for Daniel Jones?
Let me ask you a question. This is an honest question. Hold on. Besides
answer my question.
No, what's your question?
I just asked it. I said, how come those same exact excuses were not able to be used for Zach Wilson, but they will be used to give it to Daniel Jones?
Zach Wilson sucks.
Exactly. That's my point. Daniel Jones
Zach Wilson get another contract? No, and he never will.
But that's not the
Daniel
point.
Jones earned that contract that 1 year. And that had a lot to do with Saquon Barkley.
You're saying
the same exact thing. Philadelphia Eagles.
You're saying the same exact things about him that people tried to say to defend Zach Wilson. I was not one of them, but people tried to do that. And you said that that's all bullshit because he sucks. So how come it's okay to say that he sucks when those same issues were a thing?
Because
but now
Zach Wilson had weapons. He had weapons. This guy has nobody. Devin Singletary.
He had nobody.
Malik Neighbors is a rookie.
He had
nobody else. Who does he have on this roster?
Zach Wilson had no.
Who is on this roster? Tell me. What
scares you on this second year?
Wan'Dale Robinson? Oh, yeah, 1 carry for 14 yards as far as rushing. Let's see what Wan'Dale had. Oh, I'm sorry. 6 receptions for 44 yards. Oh, Darius Slayton, who everybody compared to Odell Beckham. 3 receptions for 26 yards.
Zach Wilson was in the same situation.
He was wonderful on Sunday.
In the same situation his first 2 years.
Get out of here. He has nothing. He's got no weapons. He's got nothing.
That's not an excuse to use for him.
Yes,
a good quarterback would have not made those 2 throws that were picked off. A good quarterback is not throwing the ball 5 yards over his running back.
Listen, he didn't have a good game, but it wasn't all because of him.
He is shit.
Where was the defense?
With me.
Where was the defense?
Shit.
Where was the defense?
Daniel Jones is shit.
Where was the defense?
Daniel Jones is shit.
How many sacks did they have?
It doesn't matter when you.
How many sacks did they have?
It doesn't matter when you have 6
sacks by Dexter Lawrence.
It doesn't matter when you have 6 points. Your quarterback is terrible.
Defense keeps you in games, even if your quarterback doesn't have a good game. You're going to sit here and tell me that it was just because of him? Stop this. This is ridiculous.
Answer my question.
I've answered
what are they supposed to do? Win 6-3? When your quarterback can't punch it into the end zone, instead he's throwing it 3 feet behind his receiver, instead of leading him to the other shoulder, and it's getting picked off.
Did he have a pick 6 in the game?
Yes, he did.
Okay. 1 pick 6.
And it was a fucking terrible read.
That's 7 points.
Okay, and that would have been more than all the points they scored.
That's 7 points. Go ahead.
That's
what else?
More than everything they would have scored.
7 points. What else? They scored 6. So you're going to tell me
they still lose.
28-6 was all Daniel Jones. Stop it, Lyle. That's ridiculous.
On. Let's take a minute.
You're not even a Giant fan. You sound like a moron. You sound like a moron.
He couldn't get no, not at all. He couldn't get a touchdown. Now there's 7 points that he
get open.
The 7 points he couldn't get, that he gave them was enough to lose the game with everything else they did.
Lyle.
If the Vikings did not get one other touchdown, they still would have won the game.
Lyle, let's just be honest here, because
he fucking shit. I'm being honest.
And I'm being honest with you. You're out of your damn freaking mind.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. The defense didn't show up to the game. They couldn't run the ball to keep the ball, equal on both sides of the offense. Dude, everybody knows what they were doing. They were forcing the ball because they couldn't run it.
At what point do you think we're seeing Tommy DeVito?
10 carries. Devin Singletary had.
I think we're seeing Tommy DeVito. I'll say by week 4.
Who are the Giants playing next week?
I don't care. Daniel Jones is going to lose the game.
Who are the Giants playing next week?
Who are they playing next
week? Who are they playing next week?
I'll look it up right now.
Speedy! Hey! Who are the Giants playing next week? Are you listening to me? Do you even know? Mr.
They're
Giants?
Playing the Commanders.
You don't even know.
The Commanders.
Okay.
They're gonna make Daniel Jones is gonna make the Commanders defense look like the New York Jets defense.
How much you want to bet on? You want to bet on that? You want to bet on that?
How about this?
Want to bet on that?
Sure.
All right.
If the Giants lose and Daniel Jones has another bad game,
no, that's not what you said. That's not what you said. You said that the Commanders are going to kill him.
No, I didn't. I did not say that.
What do you think the score is going to be?
What do I think the score is going to be?
What do you think the score is going to be?
Say 17-13 Commanders.
That's not domination.
I said Daniel Jones is going to make their defense look like the Jets defense. Those were my words. But listen, I will sit here and say, yes, the Giants defense did not have a great game. But I still think the Giants
couldn't run the ball, Lyle. The offensive line blew. The money that they invested in the offensive line sucked. But they did not protect him.
But I will still say,
how many times did he get sacked in a game? Does anybody know? How many times did Daniel Jones get sacked?
But I will still sit here and say that the New York Giants are going to have a great defense this year, because I think they will. I think they will have a great year. I think it was, it's the first game. Sometimes they get first game jitters. I'll give them like 3 to 4 weeks. But you know what? I don't think Daniel Jones makes it to week 4. There's already questions to Dayball about starting.
All right, so Daniel Jones got sacked 5 times yesterday.
Okay.
5 times.
Okay.
That's a lot. Okay.
It is.
Dude, they spent on 3 offensive linemen in the offseason. They spent a ton of money. A ton. Tunyon, they paid him a lot of money. Okay? A lot. And they have Thomas, who's the best left tackle in the league, second best left tackle in the league, right behind Trent Williams. They had 5 sacks. You're gonna blame Daniel Jones for getting sacked 5 times yesterday?
The sacks aren't his fault, but everything else in the game is 100%. If the Vikings did not score any other touchdowns besides the pick 6, they would have lost that game right there. They still would have lost. That's 7 points that he gave them. He couldn't even get 7 points himself.
You really don't see it for what it is, do you?
Oh, no, I do see it for what it is. You keep trying to make excuses.
I'm not making excuses. Don't blame
You are!
It's not one guy. It's not one guy.
If we had it.
It's the coach that sat there after the game and he said, did you ever think about taking this guy out and that guy or Daniel Jones out? No. Where are you? Where? He's on the hot seat. Abel is on the hot seat. Joe Shane is on the hot seat. This team has no talent. This team has no talent.
But here's the thing. With a coach is not going to sit there and say that he thought about taking his player out. He's going to back to the media. He's going to back his players every single time.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Saquon Barkley was on this team yesterday. The Giants had a chance to win the game.
No way.
No way? He had 3 touchdowns in the Philadelphia.
Well, look what team he's on.
Against a very good defense.
There's no way to sit here and say that he would be able to do that for the Giants.
He did it last year.
No way he would have been able to do that.
He did it last year.
Not when Daniel Jones was quarterback.
He did it last year. And when Daniel Jones the year before, why do you think Daniel Jones?
The year before he did, yes.
Because of Saquon Barkley.
The year before, yes. But last year, he did not. No way.
Well, because Daniel Jones was hurt.
He was shit. When he played, he was shit.
He only played 5 or 6 games, Daniel Jones.
6.
Whatever.
And those 6 games, he was shit.
He was injured.
He was horrible.
How about the Giants give him weapons? How about that?
They did. And you know what? I watched him throw the ball over David.
The Giants are going to part ways with Daniel Jones. The Giants are going to part ways with Daniel Jones.
So at what point does Neighbors pull?
He will go somewhere else, like Ryan Tannehill, and he'll succeed.
So at what point does Neighbors demand to be traded because Daniel Jones is dog shit?
He's a rookie.
I don't know. Well, why would you want to stay there? He can't be throwing the ball.
Rookie.
He can't be throwing the ball.
He is a rookie. He can't demand anything. He's under a rookie contract.
Well, he can. Doesn't mean they're going to honor it.
No, he can't. He's got to live out those 4 years, possibly 5.
Three. Like 3.
All right, 3. Daniel Jones is not going to be there for 3 the way this team is going.
He's not going to be there because he sucks.
No, because the coach doesn't know how to coach, and the owner.
Wait a minute.
The owner doesn't know
who
his GM is.
He doesn't know what
his GM is doing.
I can prove to you he does. Look at what he did with Tommy DeVito. He made him look competent. Tommy DeVito is not even good enough to be a backup in this league. I don't think he's good enough to be a backup in this league. But I will say that Daboll did a great job coaching him.
Tommy DeVito didn't throw more than 180 yards in any of the games he played.
And I never said he was good. I just said
Daniel Jones didn't even have a good game, and he threw 180 yards.
I just said Tommy DeVito wasn't
Tommy DeVito? Speedy, are you listening to this?
I just
Tommy
said
DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
Speedy, are you listening to this?
Tommy DeVito wasn't good enough to be a backup anywhere. He still isn't. But Daboll made him play good enough to be or look competent enough.
Competent.
He did. I think he was able to go out there and look like a competent team.
Man, all the Giant fans out there, wait until you see Drew Lock get in there. Watch how bad he is. Wait until you see Tommy DeVito take over and how bad he is.
At one point, Tommy DeVito will be under center.
This is ridiculous. You know what the Giants are going to do? I'll tell you what the Giants are going to do. They're going to be digging deep in that draft trying to find a quarterback next year because they're going to just turn their back on a guy and they think that filling in a quarterback with this terrible offensive line, this terrible offense is going to help them. Good luck. Good luck to all the Giants fans.
I don't think they're going to dig deep to get one. Really? They're going to have a top 3 pick. They're going to be able to get.
Who's a good quarterback right now in college?
I'm not saying who I think is good. They're going to pick top 3.
This is not a good quarterback class.
But they're
going to reach. They're going to reach.
Listen, it's every year there are guys up there. It doesn't matter if they're a good class or not. Quarterbacks is going to be a quarterback taken in the top 5. And the New York Giants are going to be that team that takes one.
I don't think there's a quarterback drafted in the top 5. I think this is a defensive draft, and I think there's going to be more defensive players being drafted. Maybe a couple of offensive linemen. I've been watching college football. There's two really good ones right now in college football. But this is a defensive draft. I mean, the corner on Colorado is a beast. Hunter's gonna be right. Is it Hunter Speedy? I think it is. It's Hunter. He's gonna be. I think he's predominant number 1 pick. He's going number 1. He's a wide receiver corner. I think he's a beast. He goes number 1. Carolina looks like they're gonna get the number 1 pick the way they played the other day. So I mean, they'll be the number 1 pick for a very, very long time. I still think the Giants will win 3 to 4 games.
The current first overall pick is projected to be Carson Beck.
And you believe that?
I'm just telling you what's being projected.
Yeah. Projection this. He's not going 1.
And CBS on September 5th had Michael Williams going first.
They don't know.
It's just early projections. They had Carson Beck going 6.
I'm telling you right now. If Giant fans are going to go out there and blame Daniel Jones for that loss, shame on them. It's like Cowboy fans.
I will flat out say that I did not like what they were doing to him after the game when he was walking through the tunnel and they were all booing him really bad to his face. I didn't like that. I thought that was too much. On the field, you want to boo a player? Sure. But don't do it when they are off the clock, away from everything. When they are in I'm a human being mode, don't do it. Don't do it. When they're working on the clock, go for it.
You're going to see Daniel Jones next week play a very good game.
I'll watch it. We'll find out.
I do believe that. I do not see, after what happened yesterday, that Daniel Jones isn't going to come out and try to play the best game he possibly can. And unfortunately, it has a lot to do with the coaching and the players to get open. And they have no running game. They have no running game. Singletary was not the answer. It was a big mistake. They've got nobody that can run the ball like Saquon Barkley. They made a mistake. It proved it yesterday, and it's going to make it even worse because Saquon, in his first game in Brazil for the Philadelphia Eagles, had 3 touchdowns.
CBS has Sanders going 3rd and Beck going 6th.
Well, who?
I'm not a fan of him. I don't like run-first quarterbacks.
He stinks.
I don't like run-first quarterbacks. You look at honestly, hey, listen, I'll say it right now. I'll go back to how I've criticized Lamar Jackson for a long time now. I don't think he has the best arm. I don't think he has an elite arm. Okay, I think he has maybe an above-average arm. Accuracy-wise. Distance, he can throw it all the way he wants to. But accuracy-wise, I don't think he's that as accurate as he should be to be considered elite throwing-wise.
Shedeur Sanders, let me tell you something. Shedeur Sanders, for all these people, I think this kid's going to be good. He is not anywhere close to the talent Lamar Jackson is. Not even close. Not even a foot or feet close. He's not. He is so far apart from what anybody thinks he is. He is not a first-round draft pick. Whoever drafts him in the top 10 is making a big mistake. He's a bust waiting to happen. He is not his father. He's not that talented athletic beast that everybody thinks he is, and he is going to fail in the NFL. He likes to blame people. He doesn't like to take responsibility, and you're going to see how much that's not going to work in an NFL locker room.
Well, so there were, at the end of that game, there were 2 plays where he had a wide open receiver, and I'll say right now, any top quarterback in the NFL should be able to make those 2 throws that he missed towards the end of that game. He should have made one towards the corner and one he had a wide open receiver standing right in the middle, and he threw it to the left of him. I thought those are 2 horrendous throws.
You're a Jet fan. You're a Jet fan, right?
Unfortunately.
All right. You know Sam Darnold, right? He played in that game, right?
No, not that game. He played in the Giant game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about.
I was talking about Lamar Jackson.
All right, whatever. Sam Darnold. You saw him play in that game, right?
Yeah.
He played pretty well, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's the same guy that Jet fans were trying to run off the field.
I wasn't. I wanted to.
Hold on. A lot of Jet fans saying that he can't throw a pitch. He can't throw a slant. He can't do this. Geno Smith was another one. He can't do this. He can't do that. And Geno Smith was 7th in MVP voting 3 years ago. It's ridiculous. Stop judging somebody just because the team doesn't put players around them. Okay.
But here's the thing.
Daniel Jones' fault.
But here's the thing. Sam Darnold, he went to Carolina and he looked the same that he did on the Jets. He didn't look. Then he went
to.
He
looked worse.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was being generous. Okay. He then went to the 49ers and was able to be under Kyle Shanahan, who's one of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL.
You just made my point right. I mean, it's all about coaching, right?
Oh, right. 1,000%. But Daboll is a great coach.
Yeah, really?
I think he is, yes.
Really? He ran out his whole coaching staff in the offseason.
Hold on. I didn't say he was a nice guy. I said he was a good coach.
He is not. He's a good offensive
look what he did again with Josh Allen.
He's a good offensive coordinator. He's not a good coach. Robert Saleh is a good defensive coordinator. He's not a good coach. Bambi Saleh is not a good coach, and he's going to prove it tonight.
I think the Jets are going to win tonight.
It's not going to be because of his coaching.
It'll be because of Aaron Rodgers' coaching.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Listen, I told this to Josh earlier. Who, if you don't know, if you're watching, he's a friend of ours. He
does a show called Game On.
Yes, on ERROL's radio network, Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
There you go.
And I told him that I only trust Hackett if he has Aaron Rodgers as quarterback. Any other quarterback, I think he's a freaking idiot.
Hackett is not calling the plays.
But you know what? He's coaching everybody else around him.
He is not calling the plays.
But he's coaching everybody
There are
around Aaron Rodgers.
3 offensive coordinators on that roster. There's 3 of them. And you have the offensive assistant coach, who was the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. And they have the wide receiver coach that's going to be calling plays. And they're going to have Nathaniel Hackett. And then Robert Saleh is going to be looking over them. Robert, a.k.a. Bambi Saleh, is going to be...
Why are you calling him Bambi?
That's his nickname, Bambi. Bambi.
I've never heard that.
Well, guess what? I just gave it to him. You've never heard our show then.
But why are you calling him Bambi?
Have you ever seen the movie Bambi?
Yeah, like 20 years ago.
Okay, and what'd you think about the movie?
It was sad.
Sad and boring.
I didn't think it was boring.
You don't think Bambi was boring?
Well, when I watched it 20 years ago, no.
Bambi was one of the most boring Disney movies of all time. What are you talking about?
It was a very emotional first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and what? And
I don't
Bambi
remember anything else.
And Bambi was, kind of like lame. He's a bitch, right? That's what he was. That's what he was. That's what he was. The rabbit was more tougher than he was. Okay, come on. Yeah, Robert
He was
Saleh,
a baby who lost his mom.
Robert Saleh is a bitch. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And that's why I call him Bambi. It's Robert Bambi Saleh. And I'm going to get shirts made, and I'm going to make sure that every Jet fan sees it. He's Bambi. Enough said on that one. Robert Saleh. Give me a break. That guy's going to lose his job at the offseason if this team doesn't make the playoffs. And I'm going to tell you this right now. It doesn't bode well when 3 teams in the AFC East wins their first game.
I think they will.
We'll see.
You think that the Patriots and...
I think the Patriots are a lot better than people thought they were. I think they are. I think their defense is a lot better than people thought it was.
I'll agree with that, but I think they...
I think they're going to be in every single game.
Yeah, good defense can keep you in a good game.
I think they're going to be in every single game. Gonzalez shut down Jamar Chase. Shut down Jamar Chase. That's how good Gonzalez is. Everybody said, what? He fell to number 17 to the Patriots. I have no idea because we've had how many Oregon players on my show tell me this guy is the real deal. One of the best corners they've seen come out of the draft in 10 years. He goes to the Patriots, and he shut down Jamar Chase. Shut him down.
Speaking of cornerbacks, the last time we had our show, you said that Michael Carter was going to be gone, and the Jets just signed.
Yeah, you want to know something? I never would have thought in my wildest dreams they were going to get him for 3 years, 31, 32 million.
That's not. They did a good job there.
That was a steal. Because you know what's going to happen? DJ Reed's a free agent in the offseason. He's not coming back. They're going to move Michael Carter to that other side. That's what they're doing. So they got Michael Carter on the cheap. On the cheap for their second guy.
I don't think they're going to – I think they're going to keep DJ Reed.
Why? You just got Michael Carter's the – no, he's not. DJ Reed is going to – he believes DJ Reed, what, 31, 32? He's going to want at least another 3-year deal. He could still play if he stays at the top of his game. There's no way the Jets are going to be able to afford him if they're going to pay Elijah Vera Tucker or offer maybe Sauce Gardner or even Garrett Wilson a contract. There's no way. And what happens if they bring in Devontae Adams week 5, week 6? There's no way in hell they're going to be able to do that.
Does the cap go up again next year?
I'm sorry? Yes. It goes up every year.
What's the projected to go up by?
15 to 16 million like it did this year.
And they don't have to sign Sauce and Wilson and
well, it depends. We'll see how Sauce believes, because Sauce believes, that he might, if he has another year that he's the number 1 corner, top 3 corner in the league, he's going to say, listen, I don't have anything else to prove. It's my 3rd year. I'm a top 3 corner. What else do I have to prove? I want the money. Show me the money. So it's going to be very, very tough. And I think the Jets are going to have to be a little bit more smarter with this. So I do not believe DJ Reed will be back next year. I think Michael Carter will be moving to that position, and they drafted the kid from the CFL who I really, really like, who's probably going to be moving into the slot. That's what I think.
Well, on that note, we let's move over and talk about the game tonight.
Yes.
You mentioned it before. McCaffrey is inactive tonight.
Yes.
For the 49ers, it's going to
make
it a little bit easier, but you have to expect that they prepared for a game plan in case he's not there. But, having one less weapon, who's probably the best running back in the NFL, not playing.
Fantasy going us, that's for sure.
Yeah, but, have one less running back there. That's big for the Jets. So, does that change your opinion on the game tonight at all in any way?
It would change a lot when it comes to DraftKings and FanDuel. I think the Jets were 4.5 underdogs going into this game. I think that changes dramatically. I think that drops to 2.5, maybe even 2. I think the Jets are going to have a chance to win this game. They absolutely will. This defense has to hold up. Now Deebo Samuel is going to be used in a lot of running back packages. And Deebo Samuel, if you're an owner of Deebo Samuel, I'm playing an owner of Deebo Samuel in the Bees League. I expect them to have a big game. And the Jets have problems against these wide receivers that are moved into these running back packages. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Clark is. Clark was out for the season last year, tearing his ACL. I'd like to see how he is going to be used in these different safety packages that Robert Saleh is going to use him in. So there's going to be a lot. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be cat and mouse. Kyle Shanahan, who knows Robert Saleh that knows Kyle Shanahan. It will be a cat and mouse game in San Francisco, and it really depends on Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy and they can keep him on his feet, I think the Jets could win this game. If they can't, and Aaron Rodgers is running for dear life and he can't stand in the pocket and make plays, it could be a very long night for the New York Jets. And I'm hoping that Aaron Rodgers stays healthy for the whole game, because if he doesn't,
I'm scared to watch this. I'm scared.
It worries me, because usually when you tear your Achilles in any professional sport, your ACL goes. So it weakens your ACL when you're trying to heal it. So we'll see how structured the Jets offense is going to be this year. And through Aaron Rodgers, are they going to be a large dose of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen? That's something that I would like to see tonight. I want to see a running game. I want the Jets to force.
If he tears his ACL, he's probably going to retire.
Probably, yeah. Probably. And that's why they brought Tyrod Taylor in, because he's.
Well, I'm a fan of. I love Tyrod.
Well, he's one of the better backups in the NFL.
Virginia Tech guy, and so I'm biased about that.
He's one of the better backups, but he's another guy that doesn't stay healthy. So what are they going to do if he goes down? Martinez or one of these guys? I mean, it scares me.
They're better than Zach Wilson, probably.
Well, anybody's better than Zach Wilson. I mean, me and you off the scrap heap are probably better than Zach Wilson. I haven't thrown a football in forever. I think I'd be better than Zach Wilson. So to me, the position on where the Jets are, it all depends on Aaron Rodgers and his arm, his ability to see the field, and the weapons that he has. Mike Williams will play tonight. He will be on this roster tonight. I didn't think he was going to play in game 1, but it looks like he's active. He's going to play. And also Garrett Wilson, who Ward came out over the week and said, kind of made jokes and said, like, he couldn't even name Garrett Wilson, making it seem like he didn't know who Garrett Wilson was, saying that, I've been matched up against the best wide receivers in the league. Yeah, he's just another guy. And if I was Garrett Wilson and if I was Aaron Rodgers and I heard that, it would be on my board. I'm going after Ward tonight. I'm going after him. So I expect a lot of Garrett Wilson. If you're a betting man, I think it's 60 yards or more. I would bet more than 60 yards tonight on Garrett Wilson. I expect Garrett Wilson to have a touchdown in this game. I expect him to show up in this game. Breece Hall, a double dose of Breece Hall tonight. I expect to see them use him in many different packages, even throwing packages for Breece Hall. So it's going to be interesting in this offensive line. How good or how quick does this offensive line go down? Because Smith doesn't stay healthy. Now, Morgan Moses, who's been fairly healthy in his career, he comes to the Jets. But last year he was up and down in injury.
Yeah.
And when are we going to see Olu Fashanu?
I hope we don't. I hope we don't.
I want to see him.
Well, yeah, but if we see him, that means somebody got hurt.
Listen, Olu Fashanu, it looked really, really good in the preseason.
He did. 1,000% he did.
I'm not taking it away.
I'm not taking it away from him at all. I'm just saying, if we see him, that means somebody got hurt, and I don't want that.
I just think.
However, you can look at the Ravens. Their offensive line look really bad, and it could be a plus for the Jets. Sampson and having Sampson and Moses gone is that really hurts them.
It does, and again with the rebirth of this offensive line in the offseason, because Joe Douglas for the last 4 years is trying to figure out how to fix and how to build this offensive line. I think he's right. He's got the right center. Tippmann looks like he's going to be an all-pro, all-world center. He played great at the guard position too, filling in last year. Elijah Vera Tucker went healthy. I mean, the guy doesn't give up a sack. I mean, he just needs to stay healthy. Keep him out of Denver. Keep him out of Denver. And Elijah Vera Tucker is going to have a good season this year. And he has to, because this is a season where he's expecting a big contract in the offseason. And I think Smith, he has to stay healthy. Last year, he was fairly healthy. I think he played 12, 13 games. If he plays 12, 13 games this year, the Jets are going to have a very good chance of winning, 11, maybe even 12 games. I think there's a very good chance. I mean, this offensive line, the way it's structured and the way it looks, could be one of the better offensive lines in the whole AFC. So I'm interested to see how this works and how they work together, because I remember the offensive line and what they were saying last year, what the offensive line was going to be, and they completely fell apart and was one of the worst offensive lines in football. So
last year was really bad. They were not on. Didn't they set a record for most combinations of offensive line?
Yes. They had like 14 or 15 changes on the offensive line last year. It was bad.
And that's so bad that if that was if Daniel Jones was the quarterback, you would have been using that as another excuse for him.
I think there's a lot of thoughts, and if you're a Jet fan, you're excited for the season because you've been waiting for this. You've been waiting to see Aaron Rodgers back on the field and throwing the football. Last year we saw him on 4 plays, and then he was out for the season with the Achilles injury. I want to see Aaron Rodgers step on the field tonight and do what he should have done last year. And that's
when he got hurt. That MetLife was probably the most eeriest that has ever been. It was probably it was like there was a horrible, horrible, horrible catastrophe. Like, I don't want to use a word and then have people come at me for comparing it to something horrible, but the vibe that it felt like, not even just watching that game.
I like a tsunami hit the stadium. A tsunami hit the stadium and killed everybody.
Sure. Hey, you want to be the one that says it? Okay, yeah. Everyone, if you were upset about the comparison, blame him, not me. Okay, thank you.
I'm just telling you what everybody probably thought. A tsunami hit the stadium, and not only was the season over, the world was over for the Jet fans. I mean, they won that game too.
Nobody remembers that part.
I do. They won that game.
Yeah, they did. But it's going to be a trivia question one day, and no one's going to remember the end of it, of how the Jets won.
Nobody's going to care if Aaron Rodgers actually wins the Super Bowl with this team. Nobody's going to.
You're right. But you know what? Here's a question about Aaron Rodgers. Where do you think he would rank on the all-time quarterback list?
Top 5.
If he wins the Super Bowl with the Jets.
Top 5.
I think top 3.
Dude, I'll say it again. When it comes to statistics and what I've seen of both the players, he's better than Tom Brady. He's better than Peyton Manning. He's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen in a 8-year span. The guy was unbelievable. 100 passing rating. I mean, he always dominated. He was so accurate. Probably the most accurate quarterback in NFL history. Okay, so I know what Aaron Rodgers was, and I've always stuck up for Aaron, even when he was on Green Bay. I've said it many, many times. I think he's better than Tom Brady. I don't care about Super Bowls, because Super Bowl has to do with it's not one player, it's team.
You're right, yeah.
Teamwork. Okay? My opinion to it is Aaron Rodgers, when he gets out there and he plays at the top of his game, there's nobody better than him. Nobody. And Brock Purdy wishes he could be anywhere close to Aaron Rodgers' talent. He is that good.
I think the biggest game plan for the New York Jets this year, or this game tonight,
keep Aaron Rodgers on his feet and they win.
Well, but I think if they have to hit Brock Purdy hard early. They have to make him be afraid.
I don't think it's Brock Purdy that they have to worry about.
No, but they have to make him be if you have a quarterback that's afraid to hit in the pocket, if they can hit him hard early, then that's going to affect his throws to everybody else around him.
Stop the defense, control the defense of the 49ers. You will win this game.
I'm very worried about the defense.
Doesn't matter what Brock Purdy does.
I'm very worried about the defense.
300 yards in the game. If you can defend and keep Aaron Rodgers on his feet, the Jets win the game.
I'm very worried about the defensive line of the 49ers. That's something that does.
Well, they lost Armstead in the offseason. He's no longer. So they're not as good as they were last year. They're really not.
They're still really good.
Yeah, they're really good, but they're not as good as they were last year. The Jets, this is the same defensive line the Jets had last year. Same, maybe even better with Jermaine Johnson playing.
Listen, I think, and people have to I think this could be a hot take, but I think Will McDonald is really going to impress tonight.
I like Will McDonald. I do too.
He has a good burst of speed. He's strong. I think he's gonna have a good game.
I hope so, but he needed to put on some weight in the offseason. He did. That was the big problem. But I think it's going to be very, very fun to watch to see what this defense playing the cat and mouse game. Kyle Shanahan, who's the offensive mind, and Robert Saleh, who's the defensive mind. They know each other very, very well. They know each other's teams. And I think it's going to be a cat and mouse game, and I think it's going to be fun to watch. But I don't think it's Brock Purdy. I don't necessarily think by getting to Brock Purdy.
But if you have to.
Brock Purdy doesn't really get scared in the pocket.
But the thing is, if you can hit him hard, I think they can. They have big guys. They have guys there who on that defense that do hit hard. I think if you hit them hard a couple times early, then
control Deebo Samuels in the game, they'll win the game. Defensively, the secret.
But I don't want him to be able to feel like he has time in the pocket, because if he feels like he has time in the pocket, he's going to be able to hit Kittle. He's going to be able to hit Ayuk. He's going to be able to hit Deebo. If you can make him feel like he has to rush the ball, that's going to make the Jets be in a great position. And that's going to then, I think, make their offense be on the field as little as possible to then tire out their defense.
I think Deebo Samuel is the guy that the Jets need to really get their eyes locked in on. Let Sauce play one-on-one with Brandon Ayuk. Let Brandon Ayuk and him duel it out all night. And just make sure that Deebo Samuel, you have a safety under him, and make sure that he can't run the ball tonight. Make sure that Clark is playing up.
If he's in the backfield, who are you having eye him?
What do you mean? DJ Reed. But I would bring Clark in as a spy safety if they're going to use him as a running back, which they will tonight. They will.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
They're going to use him as a spy. And Clark is a guy that knows how to stop the run. He didn't play last year. The Jets traded for him from Baltimore in the offseason last year, and then they lost him before the season started, and it really hurt everything that the Jets were going to use him as, because this guy is a very good run-stopping safety. And the Jets, what was the Jets' problem all season long defensively? Stopping the run.
Yeah.
So I think Clark is going to be used a lot as a spy on Deebo Samuel tonight. They're going to have to cover Deebo Samuel on many different, different projections on how they're going to use him offensively. So I think Deebo is the most dangerous player now that McCaffrey isn't playing, because Deebo could be used in many different ways. Up top, high, low, slot, you could put him everywhere. And I expect the Jets to double him up, and the only way they're going to beat them is George Kittle. That's what the Jets are going to say. George Kittle, if they're going to lose this game, George Kittle has to beat us. So
now, who would you have be on him for the linebacker?
Quincy Williams is going to defend him.
Probably. He's probably the best one in that option. I don't trust Mosley anymore in when he has to go out and face a tight end. Even a receiver. I think he's great at running the defense, and he does what he does, but there are certain things where he has lost a step, and I think
Mosley is a cover. Mosley is not a cover back.
No, he's not. No.
What he does is he clogs up the middle, and he makes sure that there is no explosive runs. And he's actually a good ball hawk. When he sees the ball go up in the air, he reads plays very, very well. So Mosley's going to be used as the guy.
His role is he does it very well.
Yes, he's the leader. He's the leader of that front seven.
He's not what he was when they signed him, but he still does.
He was pretty good last year.
I'm not taking away from him.
How many tackles did he have? I think he was amongst the top 7 or 8 in tackles again.
He's definitely lost a step, but he's still doing very well.
I think the secret to the Jets' success tonight is defend defend Deebo Samuel, offensive line protect Aaron Rodgers, and let him step into the pocket and make his throws, and let their game-changing players change the game. And that means Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, let them change the game. Let them be the explosive players tonight. Let Aaron have the time to make those plays so they can be. If they do that, the Jets should win tonight without Christian McCaffrey.
And I think that if somehow the Jets lose, it's not the end of the world. It's not like we're playing.
You better not lose this game now that Christian McCaffrey's not playing.
But even then, I don't think it's the end of the world. They're playing a team that was just in the Super Bowl that just could have won the Super Bowl.
Their best player, their best offensive option, is not playing in tonight.
I understand that, but they're still an amazing team.
They're good, but
they're still extremely good.
Their offensive line is Trent Williams. That's it. They don't have a.
And he hasn't played. He didn't play in the preseason. He just came back, so he could not be in the best shape.
I rest my case. So they should come out strong. The Jets should be very confident about tonight's game and really go out there trying to get an early lead and put the pressure on them, being that they're going to be at home. The Jets have a chance now to really make a statement in front of all the world.
They do. But you know what? Historically, as a Jets fan, playing national televised games is not when they do well.
Aaron Rodgers was pretty good nationally televised.
Well, we didn't get to see it much last year.
Well, when he did with Green Bay Packers, he was pretty good nationally televised. So, and by the way, for all you Jordan Love owners, you should be very happy that it's just an MCL sprain. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I thought the season was over for him. It's an MCL sprain. He will be back in week 5 more than likely. That's a good sign for the Green Bay Packers if they can sneak into the playoffs. Losing him for 4 weeks is a big loss. But
do they want Tim Boyle?
I'm sorry.
Do they want Boyle?
From who?
I don't know. They could take him to go be their quarterback.
Is Tim Boyle the third string
for the Jets?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's probably somewhere around there still. I didn't see that.
I think Martinez won the third job. I think.
Let's find out. Let's find out where Tim Boyle is.
I don't think he's a Jet anymore. I don't. I think Martinez won that third string.
I thought he was on the practice squad.
Yeah, I think Martinez, the third string.
Oh no, he's on the Texans now.
Yeah, string QB for the.
He's on the Texans.
Yeah, it's not going to be Jordan Travis because Jordan Travis. Oh, Travis Simeons is the third string for the Jets. I know. Trevor Simeons right now. Is it? I don't know if he is. The depth chart here. I'm going to go to the depth chart for the New York Jets right now. Quarterback. They don't have a third string.
Yeah, they do. It's Jordan Travis, but he's injured.
Yeah, but he's not playing this year. Under no circumstances. He will. I'm going to tell you this right now. Jordan Travis, he's the future for the Jets. He's going to be a good quarterback.
We'll see.
He's going to be a good quarterback. I'm telling you right now, the fact that he's going to sit behind Tyrod Taylor and Aaron Rodgers for at least 2 years is going to benefit him so big. And this guy, if he didn't get hurt last year, he's a first-round draft pick.
Probably.
He's a first-round draft pick. And I think the Jets got a steal in the 5th round from him.
Yeah, that's really it. He's injured, but he is listed on ESPN as their third string.
He's not playing this year, so it'd be Martinez.
Same thing on CBS. He is.
Martinez made the practice squad. So
why isn't he going to play this year?
I think they want him to sit out. I think they want him to learn under the helm.
Well, not even that, but like you're saying that. So say that
he also is coming off from a bad injury,
So they're just going to let his injury heal then. Okay.
You know, I think this year you will not see Jordan Travis this year. So, but you will see him next year as maybe the backup behind Aaron Rodgers. Tyrod Taylor signed a 2-year deal, but the Jets might have to move him in the offseason for contracts to bring in players or even sign their own. So Tyrod Taylor's making a lot of money this offseason. They gave him $8 million or $9 million. It's a lot of money. So for a backup quarterback.
Last year he had 20 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Who are you talking about?
Travis. Jordan Travis.
Yes.
24
that's before he got hurt.
Touchdowns. Yeah, 24 touchdowns, 5 interceptions the year before that.
Yeah. He was a first-round talent.
Good quarterback.
Yes, he's a good quarterback. And I know because
I wasn't asking, damn it.
He comes from my Seminoles, baby.
You went to college there?
Yeah, he played for the Seminoles.
You played for the Seminoles?
No, it's my team. I rooted for them since I was a kid.
So then, but why? What's your connection to them?
Grew up as a Seminoles fan.
Why? What made like?
I hated Miami, and I watched college football, and I knew that Florida.
But you didn't have anyone go to school there. Like,
what does that mean? What does that mean?
Did you know somebody that went to school there?
No.
If you're rooting for a college, like I
don't know anybody that went to Duke, and I'm a Duke Blue Devils fan.
I root for the Hokies. I have had a family member a family friend.
Does it have anything to do with rooting for a team? Because you had a family member go there? That has nothing to do.
Yeah, a family friend go there. I have a family member.
I'm a Jet fan. Did I have any family play for the Jets?
That's different.
No, it's not.
100%.
No, it's not. What are you?
New York doesn't really have a division.
Get out of here. What
if you're rooting for someone from out of state,
what are you on drugs?
College, you have to have a connection.
You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
College is different. I can't root for a college
team. It's different. You root for a team. What does that have anything to do with it?
It's college. You have to have some connection.
Josh is a Wisconsin fan.
His brother went to school there.
That had nothing to do with it. He was always a Wisconsin fan. He was always a Wisconsin fan. What are you going to say about that?
I don't know. I have never heard that. I've always heard that.
Ask him.
His brother went there.
That's not why he was a Wisconsin fan. That's not why.
I don't know.
What are you going to say? How about the college? How about college basketball?
I don't watch that shit.
You don't, but he does.
Yeah,
never went to those colleges.
Stupid sport.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. College basketball is not a stupid sport.
No, basketball.
But college basketball is not a stupid sport.
I can't stand basketball.
Well, maybe it can't stand you.
Okay. Stay away then, basketball.
How is the basketball going to stay away from you?
I just stay away. Stay away.
Who do you got tonight?
I'm going to pick the Jet. I want to pick the Jets, but like my heart tells me and my gut tells me it's the 49ers.
Got the Jets on a field goal. They win the game.
And
Speedy had San Francisco. I had the Jets.
And Josh has San Francisco too.
Yeah, I have the Jets winning tonight's game.
Yeah, I don't know. Just there's certain elements of San Francisco that really, really, really isn't great matchup for the Jets historic in the last couple of years, and it scares me. Their defensive line scares me. Their Debo Smith scares me. They've never done well against really good tight ends. Kittle does scare me. I think they might use. I would not be shocked if they let Ayuk get shut down. Get rid of
because Sauce is going.
Yeah, let them do their thing. If he gets open, they'll hit him. Then I think they're gonna use Debo as a decoy to try and get Kittle more open. And I think that's something that even if they don't do it to try and get him more open, even if they just use him as a decoy, I think that's something that really could affect the Jets. They've never done well defending a really good tight end, and that scares me. Anything that they have a good tight end, that's never been a great matchup.
Watch out for Debo Samuel tonight. That's all I'm going to say for them.
I'm not saying he's going to be bad, but I wouldn't be shocked if they know that they think that he's going to be the biggest threat, and they try and use him as a little bit of a decoy sometimes. And I think that would be smart at the same time too, because the Jets are weak at covering tight ends.
We don't know what they are defensively when it comes to this year. And
this year, no, that's right. But
Clark's a guy that likes to cover those tight ends in the open field.
Last couple of years, they haven't done well covering them.
And I think this might be the best safeties they've had since Rex Ryan. So with Jim Leonard and
I love Jim Leonard.
Yeah,
Jim Leonard. He wasn't a guy who was going to blow you away with skill and ability, but he did everything that you needed a safety to be able to do. He was a great leader. When he went down, I think, what year was it? 2011.
Yeah.
That was, I think, was towards the downfall of those teams. He was such an important piece of that team, and it's the same thing with Mosley. You know, Mosley's a great player, great player, but everything besides skill he just does everything else you need for a player on your defense. And I think that I like Jim Leonard was perfect. I people were like, I remember when he signed, it was very mixed bag of feelings, and he ended up being so pivotal to that team.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch. The game starts in like 25 minutes.
Yep.
20 minutes. And if you're a Jet fan, go JETS, 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 Jets. If you're a San Francisco 49ers fan, boo, hoo. And, but anyways, it will be a fun game to watch. I'm very excited. This is game 1 for the NFL season for all you Jet fans. And, all the Jet fans sitting there and getting ready for it. Hopefully it's a good ending to the ending of week 1 for the NFL. It's crazy. Week 1 of the NFL season is almost over. We're going into week 2.
Before you know it, it'll be hockey season.
Which is like a couple of weeks away.
For a training camp, yeah, but about a month for
a couple weeks.
Yeah, but the month, a couple weeks, 2 weeks. A couple is 2.
Couple could be 4 too.
No, it can't.
Yes, it can.
You and your girlfriend are a couple. Is there 4 of you in there?
Yeah, 100%. There's 100. Hey, listen, I got 2 balls and a shaft. That's 3.
No, that's more than 4. Okay, we're not getting into that. That's 5. Okay.
Speedy doesn't have a shaft. At least he doesn't know how to work.
No. Speedy goes negative. Okay, he's like a turtle when he's scared. He goes in.
Oh, man. Where are you, Speedy? Where are you? Oh, here I am. Show it to me. Anyways.
And girls can't even use a magnifying glass because the sun will burn it like an ant.
Don't tell him that. He's sitting right over here. He's probably having a heart attack right now, as you say. Yeah, great show. Thank you, as always, Live, for letting me fill in and partner up with you.
Fill in?
You know what I mean. The Cross Island Podcast. Just be here and help you out and work.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess we'll end a couple minutes early today.
Couple minutes? 3 minutes?
Yeah, it's about a couple.
Are you getting ready for the Jet game? I'm going to Miller's Ale House.
Yeah, I am. I do have to get ready. Yeah.
All right. And I got to get ready too.
I'm going to go to sit downstairs and watch a game with my father.
All right. Your father a Jet fan?
Yes, he is. And my mom's on vacation, so it's perfect. We can sit there, watch it, not getting annoyed.
And scream and go crazy. Right?
Exactly. Can't get annoyed. That's the biggest.
Papa Gillian, huh? Papa Gillian.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
Next week. Goodbye.